Today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to investigate a huge, powerful system for communication just by looking at one single word. A word you probably use all the time without even thinking about it.
But first, let's start with a question. Have you ever really thought about what makes a word, well, foundational? What gives certain words the power to be the absolute building blocks for all the other ideas we want to express? Just, keep that question in the back of your mind as we go.
To figure this out, we're going to do a little detective work. We're not going to scan through a whole dictionary. No way. We're just going to zoom in on one common, everyday word and see what secrets it might be hiding in plain sight.
And here's our word, belief. Seems simple enough, right? It's a word we hear and use constantly. But let's look a little closer.
Okay, so what is it really? Well, according to our source, a belief is simply an idea that is thought to be true. Pretty straightforward, but trust me, the story does not stop there.
And here it is out in the wild. This example sentence nails it, right? It's a common idea that we all pretty much accept as true. So far, everything seems totally normal.
But the definition, that's just the surface level stuff. The really interesting clues are usually buried in the details. All that extra information that we usually just scroll right past.
For example, the entry tells us how to break it up. Be-leaf, 2 syllables. Okay, great, totally expected. But this is where our investigation is about to take a really sharp turn.
Because right there on the page, kind of tucked away with all the other standard info, there's a little note, a tag. And this tag hints that our word is part of something way, way bigger.
And here it is. The page says that the word belief is on the Basic English 850 list. Now that is something you don't see every day. This right here, this is our clue.
Which, of course, leads us to the big question, right? What on earth is the Basic English 850 list? And why is the word belief so special that it made the cut?
Let's just focus on that number for a second. 850. That's it. Out of the hundreds of thousands of words in the English language, this entire system is built on just 850 of them.
See, that number is the heart of a whole system called Basic English. It was created way back in the 1930s with this incredible goal to create a simplified version of English for international communication. The idea was to handpick words that were so essential, so powerful, that you could cover just about everything you need for everyday life and even make really complex ideas easy to understand.
And suddenly, this changes how we see our word completely. Belief is not just some random noun. The fact that it's on this list means it was deliberately chosen as one of the most fundamental concepts we have.
I mean, let that sink in for a moment. Someone decided that the very concept of belief is so fundamental to the human experience that it had to be one of the core 850 words you'd need to navigate the world. It's not just useful, it's absolutely essential.
Now you'd think that would be the big reveal, right? Case closed, a simple word turns out to be a super word, but believe it or not, the dictionary page has one last surprise for us.
Get this. The page also says that belief is on the academic vocabulary list. Wait a minute, how? How can a word be both basic and academic at the exact same time? Isn't that a total contradiction?
Well, actually, this is where you see the true genius of a foundational word. Belief is simple enough to be a cornerstone for everyday global communication, but it's also deep and important enough to be absolutely essential for higher education and complex academic debates. It can do both.
And that brings us to the main takeaway from all this. The most powerful words are the ones that can bridge that gap between the simple and the complex. They are the bedrock of our conversations, whether we're ordering a coffee or debating philosophy. It proves a crucial point. Simple isn't the same as simplistic. Simple is essential.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If you only had 850 words to work with, what's the most important, complex, or beautiful idea you would try to explain? What truly matters? Thanks for joining me.